Like and subscribe right now, or the spider will crawl on your face when you're sleeping. Plastic waste poses severe danger to our environment. The effect of this disaster worsens if they're not properly disposed of. Sea creatures with no special skill to maneuver them fall victim and are entangled in waste, resulting in their death. Number 1. Sea turtle. Nathan Robinson was on a research project in Costa Rica when he found a sea turtle. This finding shouldn't have made the news, except that it had 4 inches of plastic straw embedded into its nostril. This is one consequence of using non-biodegradable materials like plastic. The animal struggled to breathe as researchers tried to take out the straw. Because of how stiff it was, they were scared it was a tube worm. Seeing it wasn't, they were determined to remove all of it. After successfully removing the straw, they disinfected it to prevent an infection. The turtle bled in pain, but was grateful to the team. Number 2. The ocean. One would think that the deepest part of the ocean is free from plastic waste, because it would take time for them to settle in the ocean. Well, the joke's on you, because anything's possible. A Texas researcher found something that could have been on the water's surface on the deepest dive made by a human. As he lowered 6.8 miles into the water to the Mariana Trench, he was stunned to see plastic waste. This dive is 52 feet deeper than the last recorded. He had a hard time convincing himself that he saw a man-made object there. How much more plastic? This waste coexists with deep-sea creatures, and explorers are no longer shocked at this revelation. Number 3. Tangled seals. These seals struggled with a rope around their neck for days, but were lucky that some volunteers came to their rescue. About 64 animals were cut free from plastic fishing nets during their operation. It was tough because most of the animals ran away from them. After capturing each animal, they cut the nets before setting it free. Discarded fishing gear constitutes about 10% of the 12 million tons of plastic waste that makes it to the ocean. Number 4. Octopus stuck in a plastic cup. By watching this video, you can tell it's the ocean's bottom. Again, you wouldn't expect plastics to go that deep. But this is the sad reality. This octopus regretted the last few minutes of its life after it crawled into a plastic cup it probably mistook for shelter. Thankfully, a researcher witnessed the incident firsthand and was available to rescue it. He offered several shells of varying sizes to help get the animal out of the cup. If an eel or a bigger predator had seen this octopus, it would have swallowed it alongside the cup. Coconut octopuses are famous for being picky about the shells they keep, so the researcher had to try various sizes to convince it to leave the cup. Number 5. Seahorse swimming with a cotton swab. Justin Hoffman, an American photographer, was snorkeling when he took a break to capture a heartbreaking sight. He snapped the moment a seahorse was entangled in a cotton swab and was swimming with it. While the animal didn't feel bothered about this attachment, researchers are worried about the future of marine life and how our actions could make or mar them. If things continue like this, marine life may not exist in the future. Hopefully, this animal got the help it deserved and didn't die from complications resulting from the cotton swab. Number 6. Whale died due to 40 kilos of plastic. You can't help but feel pity for whales after seeing this video. This whale was captured dead somewhere in the Philippines, and the details surrounding its death are devastating. Researchers found 40 kilograms of plastic in its stomach. Why don't we just start using glass and recycled paper again? The animal probably confused these things for food and thought it could get away with it after eating them. In Indonesia, a whale was seen with 1,000 pieces of plastic in its stomach. Animals that consume this much plastic have a slim chance of survival. Number 7. Baby dolphin thanks fisherman. Had this dolphin not met a helper in this fisherman, it would have been done for. This baby had just started living in the ocean when she got a glimpse of what other adults face daily. She was trapped in a fishing net and struggled to swim when this fisherman hauled her into his boat and freed her from the plastic net that had covered her snout. He kissed her afterward and bade her farewell before lowering her back into the water to continue hunting for food. This baby dolphin is one of the hundreds of sea animals that don't get a second chance after becoming victims of plastic waste. Number 8. Plastic bags seagulls. It's one thing to be trapped by plastic and another to carry on as if nothing happened. Unlike some of the rescued animals in this video, this seagull was unfortunate to attach itself to plastic nylon. This meant that while the rest of her colleagues could fly to other places, it was stuck to one spot. It would only pray that a good Samaritan comes her way and frees her from the shackles of the bad decisions humans made. Number 9. Whale shark. As much as we love to study sea creatures, we can't help but feel pity for them watching videos like these. Despite calls to cut down on plastic usage, people have remained adamant. Residents of Manila in the Philippines woke up to the greatest shock of their lives. They found a 16-foot-long whale shark floating on the water, with lots of plastic stuck to its body. Don't need a soothsayer to tell you that the animal may have ingested too much of it, that it couldn't digest it. Residents hauled the beast out of the dirty water and mourned its death. With the rate of pollution in that water, you can imagine how many more animals would fall victim. Number 10. Hermit crabs. This ecologist had a bitter experience with plastic litter as she embarked on a task on the tropical island. During the cleanup process, her team found many plastic containers littered on the beach. As if that wasn't enough, they found that some hermit crabs were stuck inside and died days later. These animals would have survived if someone had found them early and rescued them, but that wasn't the case. They would only withstand heat for a short period, after which they die. Unfortunately, these crabs are crucial to the health of the ecosystem. They turn over soil and degrade forest leaf litter, allowing seeds to germinate. If most of them die like this, I wonder what the future holds for us. Number 11. Another seal. 3 friends were strolling on the beach when they found a seal that needed help. The animal was entangled in a commercial fishing line but didn't seem to mind. When one of the guys ran towards it to capture it, it ran with other seals. Of course, it was scared it would be killed if captured, but it didn't know their intentions were pure. Eventually, they managed to grab it with bait, and 2 guys pulled it out of the water as it was too heavy to be hauled by only one person. They brought it to land, opened the bait, and used scissors to cut the fishing line, one after the other, before letting it go. Number 12. Another sea turtle. Fishermen aren't only interested in fishing for money. They sometimes embark on life-saving trips to the ocean. This trawler probably went to sea to catch some fish when they saw a helpless sea turtle. It was ethical that they saved the animal before continuing their journey. They managed to get it out of the water into their vessel. By then, the animal was weak and gasping for breath. The ghost net was tied around its neck, thus stifling the life out of the poor animal. The team helped the animal lie on its back and cut off the rope that prevented it from breathing well. Although the turtle sustained an injury on its neck, it was better that it was alive. Number 13. Dolphin toys. Dolphins are one of the most intelligent creatures in the sea. Unfortunately, their intelligence leads them to risk their lives unknowingly. This animal is often curious as it swims around the ocean. When it finds a strange thing, it draws nearer to have a closer look at it without minding the danger. When scientists noticed the curious dolphin, they dropped a piece of plastic into the water to know its reaction. It swam to the plastic and swam away with it. Seeing that it places the creature at risk, the researcher retrieved it. However, the restless animal returned, searching for its toy, and swam away with it the second time. Number 14. Trash Beach. Hawaii is home to some of the most beautiful beaches in the world. However, this blessing is gradually becoming a curse, as some of these beaches have now been a hive of trash. It feels like residents no longer have incinerators and take to these beaches to dispose of their waste. Volunteer cleaners are amazed at the amount of waste they must remove from the beach at every visit. Globally, about 18 billion pounds of waste is deposited in oceans across the globe. This means that the authorities have a lot to do in educating residents on the best ways to dispose of trash and finding an alternative to plastic. The most painful part is that plastic doesn't decompose and remains on these beaches for several years until someone takes them out. Number 15. Duck. This duck became a victim of plastic after it mistakenly stepped on a plastic ring on land. The animal struggled to let go by bending over and using its beak to try to pull it away, but to no avail. Other ducks saw it struggle with something but didn't know what it was. It remained in that state for 3 days, still struggling to free the ring from its legs. But none of the tricks worked either. This YouTuber was committed to helping the animal, so she drew closer and helped out. After removing the ring tied around the duck's legs, she let it go. The duck felt relieved and couldn't help but thank her savior. Until next time, adios.